guess I'm streaming now, huh? What's up, human beings? How you doing today? There we go. Let's go ahead and get this started. Let's fix that real quick. Nope, we're not going to go there. We're going to go into this right here. It should be gaming, if I'm not mistaken. KOV4 gaming. Yeah, there we go. Razer Keo V Pro Gaming. What's up? How's everybody doing today? Let me just check how my stream is looking at the moment because I've been having some technical difficulties with my stream, so it looked good. Okay, sounds good. It looked like it's playing. We got that look, and we got. Oh man! So I'll wait until a little bit more people get into the chat. Hey, Mr. Gamer. Hey, Mr. John Reviews. I want to let a little bit more people come into the chat so I could go ahead and talk about what's been going on. So we're going to get into this. We're going to go ahead and talk about what's going on. Holy crap, I need to stop using that. So let's just exit out of that. Cool. All right. I just wait until a little bit more people come in. I want to know how's everybody doing. I got my thing going on. If it's bad quality, I do apologize. I just getting back into streaming a little bit and see if what we could do. Okay. You know what? Let's just go ahead and talk about it. I see it's about if I'm not mistaken, to 5 people. Okay. Welcome everybody. How you doing today? Sendou Q here. Thank you for visiting my channel. So I'm getting back to streaming a little bit, hopefully, and want to talk about what's going on before we talk about the fanboys and what's going on with Nintendo and everything like that, and PlayStation with their bundles and stuff. And I'll look up the stuff in a bit, but I just want to play some videos and talk about it. But what's up, President Jim Ryan? Yeah, so because of the clean shave and because of the haircut, because I just came back from the barber, I want to say that I've been accepted to the police department as a police officer. So I'm going to go through police academy. I gotta get my fingerprints and I gotta get my physical done, and yeah, guys have to police academy, and as soon as I get everything done, then I will be officially a police officer. So yes, your boy is going to get tased, and yes, your boy is going to get pepper spray to complete that. Have you played Yasuke yet? I have not played Yasuke. Look, I've been busy. I've been trying to move up in my life, so I really didn't have time to play games like I wanted to. You got Digimon with the card games coming out because I just got into Digimon TCG and I want to play that a little bit more. Violet is facing 24 prison sentence. John should get arrested in South Korea. Oh, that dude. Yeah, I'm not worried about that cat. I don't care about him. He could do whatever he want. He's going to face the repercussion. It's whatever with him. But let's get into the fanboys and the what's going on. Bro, have you listened to Bedtime Poking? I have not. Destiny is facing a lawsuit against Pixel. I heard about Destiny. A lot of information. I just getting back into like going on YouTube and everything. So there's a lot of information, a lot of stuff. Oh shit. My fault. A lot of stuff going on with stuff going on. I'm also want to get into like simulation streaming. Like I want to do like racing simulating and all that stuff, and that's something I definitely want to get to. So let's see if we could get into this. Let's see. I'm just going to bring up the. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but let's go ahead and I was going to type it up because I'm just going to type in Google. Ah, there we go. Boop. Um, do, 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 do. Okay, so let's get to the let's get into the meat and potatoes. We're gonna go. Come on. You know what? Jeez. Okay, Google, you fucking with me. There we go. Uh, okay, we're just gonna go to the PlayStation Store because whatever, I don't care. Yeah, I heard about that. He could go ahead and just f right off. I don't care about Reforge, but we're gonna talk about him because Reforge is like an idiot, and I don't like that. But let's go ahead and go to this first thing, and then I could pull up Nintendo as well. So let me go ahead and type in Nintendo as well. And one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to like kind of show Nintendo support because I want to let you know why I am irritated with Nintendo. But let's go to The Last of Us. I'm on the PlayStation Store, and sorry, I'm just trying to get back to it. Bro, have you seen the Blood Diamond Mine Fun by? I have not. I have not. Bro, I'm hungry, fam. Yeah, we're going to talk about Reach Forge a little bit, but we're going to talk about this. But The Last of Us Complete Edition is $99.99. I heard it's supposed to be $110 for the physical copy, but $99.99 is ridiculous, even though this is like a very old game. I'm going to say this right now. PlayStation literally, this game right here, The Last of Us Complete, is literally a move with like the Complete Edition, stuff like that. This is basically a movie now. Grams have been exposed for being a pornographer stealing his own mother. Wow, that's crazy. So the fact that this got 4.68 stars is ridiculous. But $100 for a game is, you don't get the multiplayer that you get with the older games. Offline play enabled, which, okay, that's what you expect for a fucking single player game. Vibrate function and trigger effect support. Ooh, wow. DualSense control. I'm going to keep it real. I don't like Rumble at all. Legacy Collection was sold at a normal price. What with this game is $100. Yeah, what is it? $100 for The Last of Us and get part 2 for free? PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced. Let me tell you about the PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced. Is one of the dumbest things ever, because if I could buy a graphics card for my PC and everything get enhanced, then why do you need the PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced badge on there? That doesn't make sense to me. Game helps, right, because the game need help support. PlayStation 5 game streaming support only with premium subscription. Oh my gosh. If you're spending $100 on The Last of Us Complete, why do you need a premium subscription to stream the game to your phone, like to a phone or the PlayStation Portal? Like, oh my gosh! I'm sorry, I'm bringing up this real quick because this doesn't make sense. So let me show you something real quick. Sony fanboys, let me show you something real quick. Let me go ahead and go back here. Let me show you something real quick. I'm going to pull this up real quick, so don't get mad. So this is Steam Link, right? Steam Link. I could stream any game from my PC onto this absolutely free. No subscription whatsoever. And this is the whole point that y'all get mad about Xbox getting subscriptions. You got to pay a certain amount of money for a subscription because of this. Why do I have to pay? Let me see. We're going to look together. We're going to look together. So let's go ahead and look at PlayStation 5 subscription. Sorry, I don't want to be like Reforge real quick. So let's go to the subscription, right? If it loads. Oh, there it goes. Sorry, I'm having problems with internet, but it's whatever. So PlayStation 5 subscription, join PlayStation Plus. So you're telling me for $160. Wait, that's essential. My fault. That's my fault. Wait, no, that is premium. So for 1 month, I pay $18. Again, that's cheaper than what you call it. But you're telling me for $159.99 for the premium per year, I get classic categories, game titles, cloud storage, game categories, online multiplayer, cloud store. The fuck do I need cloud storage? I got cloud storage on my PC right now, and it was free. Ubisoft Classic, Ubisoft exclusive discount. If you're paying for a subscription, then what's the discount? Exclusive content, monthly games. Oh my gosh, you don't get Yes, if you get monthly games, you still paying for it. Share play, Sony Pictures category. Oh yeah, because their thing is not doing pretty good. So all of that for $159.99, so $160. So not only I had to pay for a PlayStation 5 Pro, I had to buy a disk drive where you literally have to install it like a GPU because you have to buy the disk drive. It had to go into the PlayStation 5 Pro. And then I had to do updates so it could work with it. And if my PlayStation 5 Pro breakdown, and I went and got another PlayStation 5 Pro and put the disk drive on there, I don't even know if it's going to work with that because guess what? It's a lockout system. So now you got to get another disk drive. It doesn't make sense. Why am I have to pay $159.99 for something that should be coming with it for free? Like, that doesn't make sense. They're selling the complete remaster to fund Naughty Dog. You see, this is what I think Naughty Dog should do. Like, pay attention to Naughty Dog. This is what I think you should do. Create games instead of movies. Like, I don't care about the games. Like, I don't care about the movie type games. I care about games. If I could play a game that's like $80 to $90, 80 to 90%, not $80, $90, sorry, Nintendo in my head. If I could play games for 80 to 90% of a gameplay, I'm settled. I'm cool. I'm happy with that. So we're going to go ahead and while we complete this, we're going to go ahead and watch Dreamcast Guy talk about it. And we're just going to, I just think I'll pack this. And we're just going to watch Dreamcast Guy. I know I haven't done this in a moment, so forgive me. Oh, 10 minutes, not bad.
PlayStation, what the hell are you doing? And I actually mean that question, which is that, what are you doing? Because
they're making money off of their suckers.
Because it doesn't seem like they're doing much. Like, actually consider it. What has Sony been putting out? What has Sony first-party studios been up to for the last couple of years?
Nothing. Remasters, remakes, and selling The Last of Us again. This is the thing I don't get with you, Dreamcast Guy, is it's the fact that you're talking about this, but you still buy the product. You get mad at the product, but you still buy the product. You got mad at the PlayStation 5 Pro, and you still went and got the PlayStation 5 Pro. You're not stopping the bleeding. And this is what I'm going to say to everybody, okay? I understand people want to spend their money no matter what, no matter what they want, whatever. That's fine. If you want to spend your money, by all means, you should go ahead and spend your money any way you want. But I'm going to say it like this. You're not stopping the problem. That's why, as of today, I'm not going to say spend your money as way you want, because you're not stopping the problem. You're going to still fund these companies for telling them, oh, people will buy it. Because if it's not $70, $60, $90, $80, $100, $110, game's going to get to the 200 point. And this is just a hobby. We need to go ahead and stop it where it hurt them in the pocket. Because if you keep on funding this, they're going to think it's okay to keep on buying this. That's why I get mad at people who buy in 5090s and 4090s and 3090s for the price that they spend for it. That's why I get mad at people who do that for GPUs and all that stuff. Me, personally, yes, my PC is a high-end PC. Yes, it came out in 2000, stuff like that, but guess what I did? I found deals where I'm not spending the full price of the motherboard or the full price of the CPU. Because my CPU came out, it was like about $700-800. Guess how much I spent for that CPU? $400. It's a Ryzen 9 5950 XT. And guess what? I'm streaming off of it. So if you don't let these companies know that you're not going to spend money for all of this, there's no point. Like, come on. And you're part of the reason.
Mostly just remakes, re-releases, remasters, and ports, right? Hey.
Well, stop buying it, and they stop doing it. You gotta speak with your wallet. Where's my wallet? Oh, here go my wallet. You gotta speak with your wallet. Yeah, it's one of these wallets. You gotta speak with your wallet and say, no, I'm not giving you money. That's all it is. But you keep on buying it. And that's the funny thing about it. You're not stopping the bleed.
Hey, here's the games you've already bought very recently, like Days Gone Remastered, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, The Last...
And y'all pay $10 for a upgrade, which is a PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro. That shit should be free. And where's the PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 game where you own the disc? And this is where I want to say this. Sony don't care about physical media anymore. They don't. Because if that's the case, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 games does not work on the PlayStation 5. Why? So you're telling me that y'all care about these physical medias, but the company that you support, PlayStation, don't care about it anyways? Because if you have a game that you own for the PlayStation, don't you think it should work on the PlayStation 5? Same thing with the PlayStation 2. Don't you think it should work on the PlayStation 5? Because guess what? The PlayStation 5 is basically a PC. And don't tell me that the PlayStation 5 is not a PC, because guess what? If you got to install a disk drive like a GPU, congratulations, you're one step closer to a PC. It's a PC. And yet you can't play older games.
Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, but that's the topic for today. They just announced that they are releasing The Last of Us for a 7th time, and this new edition costs $110, and it feels...
And guess what? You're still going to buy it. Reason why? Because y'all can't stop. Especially you, Dreamcast guy. The fact that you going to buy it to do a review is not helping the case. Don't buy the game. Do not buy the game. Stop funding these corporations. You got to stop. But no, you're still going to buy it. All the stuff that you said in the past, don't buy the PlayStation 5 Pro. Don't buy the PlayStation 5 Pro. I bought one. Despite if you sold your PlayStation 5 to your girlfriend for $500, rip off, you still bought it with money. You gave money to a corporation who think it's okay to release consoles for $700.
Feels like the entire internet is instantly just saying, screw you, Sony. Where's the new games? Where's the new ideas? Where's the stuff that's actually by PlayStation for PlayStation?
Y'all have one. Y'all literally have one. It's called Concord. Now, I want to say this about Concord, And y'all could drill me for this, but I want to keep it 100% real. Sup, zombie fan? How you doing today? I want to keep it real way about Concord, okay? I was actually, when I saw the trailer, I was like, yes, Sony, this is what you need. A brand new IP to play a brand new game. It looked like Guardian of the Galaxy. You know what? I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and see how this game is going to progress. I was rooting for Concord when I saw that trailer, but then when they showed it as another 5v5 hero shooter, guess what? It went down the drain. Then you also got all this political stuff, which we're not going to go into. I don't care about what side. It doesn't matter to me. Guess what? Doing good, just visiting my sister. Yo, have fun, man. Yeah, nobody not buying the Switch. We're going to get into that, but I'm going to continue with this point. I was rooting for Concord to be a good game that's like Guardian of the Galaxy. I was rooting for Concord. It's a brand new IP, finally. But then you got it being a hero shooter, 5v5. Forget the political thing. I don't care about the political thing. But then you spent almost $500 million on this game and you turned it off. Yo, that is like one of the worst things that you could do. You spent $400 million on this game that you shut down after 2 weeks. And I know the reason why Sony don't want to make new games. Because I don't think you understand. Sony is not a $1 trillion company. So when you lose $400 million, you lost $400 million. So what's the best way you could recuperate that funds? Re-releases. Another re-release. Increasing the price on PlayStation 5 on PlayStation Network, which they did in Brazil. Let's not forget about that. Making the PlayStation 5 Pro $700, not lowering the price of the system. Here's the thing. These companies need to lose money on the console while they can make money with the software. Sony is losing money on the console, so they can't lower the price. Microsoft, you have no excuse, the console, but you know what? The Xbox Series S is a amazing console, is a amazing entry point to the console. And if we get at Nintendo later on today. I'm not done with Nintendo. And they selling the 7 Galaxy. Oh, congratulations, zombie fan. Congratulations on your new job. We both got new jobs. But that's the reason why. Oh, it's right here. That's the reason why Sony is not making new games. Not making AA games because they lost $400 million in Concord. That was your new IP, and it failed. It failed on the launch of Starfield, the 1-year anniversary of Starfield. Imagine that.
I want to take a look at the price tag, what's in this collector's edition, and
Is that a green screen in the background? So that's not your living room? Or do you forgot to take off chroma? Because I took chroma off. I got a blue screen. I took chroma off. Is that not a green screen? Is that your collection or is it fake? Y'all could judge it yourself. I mean, you see the artifact right here. You see the artifacts right here. You see, now I'm like kind of skeptical if this is actually his back of his game room. And then you see the green. Yeah, it's a green screen. There's too much artifacts right here that, and you can see the outline of the green. The reason why I went with blue is I want to show my little snaky, and the green screen will kill it. So boom. Uh, but it looked like it's a green screen. You can see the artifact. You can see the green around his head, so on and so forth. Let's continue. I'm nitpicking. Also, Linux is peak when I made my AMD build. I got an AMD build as soon as the Steam UI come out. I'm switching over.
A lot of the backlash, because I'm not saying that there isn't stuff to play, right? I mean, we know the fact that Ghost of Yotai is coming out.
What do you have to play until that game come out? Like, what do you literally have to play? Like, this is how I see Sony games. You play it once because it's story based. That's it. You play it once, you don't pick it up again. That's why I think it's a waste of money. Oh, but the trophies. I don't give a fuck about trophies.
Here probably in the next couple months. On Saturday, they've said they're revealing the gameplay for Marathon, the next.
Yo, I'm going to keep it real, zombie fan. I want the Steam Deck, but that Lenovo Legion Go 2 is going to have Steam OS, and I'm more hype about that than trying to get a Steam Deck. And it's going to be cheaper, and I'm hyped for that. Oh my gosh, look at that screenshot.
Extraction shooter live service game by PlayStation, so whoop-de-doo about that, but it does feel.
How's that whoop-de-doo? Wait, what? Whoa. Marathon is a multiplayer game made by Sony, and it's a new IP. This is what y'all need. Y'all need to compete against Call of Duty, Halo, all these multiplayer games. You got to compete against Fortnite. So honestly, telling the truth, Marathon might be your best game for the PlayStation that's going to come out. That made by Sony themselves. Like, I'm dead serious. And you saying whoop-de-doo? This is what Concord is supposed to be. Now, I don't know how the game going to be played. I'm just saying, why are you saying whoop-de-doo to a game that might blow up?
Feel like when it comes to PlayStation and their plans, these constant ports, I feel like even if it is generating you cash, it's starting to drastically hurt the brand. But let's talk. Hi, hope you're having.
They have no choice. They lost $400 million. $500 million. Do you know how much $500 million will hurt a company? Any company that's not a trillion. $500 million is a lot of fucking money.
Have a great day. And if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already.
My turn. Whee! Razer. I got one too, Dreamcast.
Okay, so this is it. It's called The Last of Us Complete. The collector's edition is pathetic.
Not gonna lie, that's the dumbest name I ever heard. The Last of Us Complete. You gotta say The Last of Us Complete Edition, but you say complete.
This is just, it's a steel book. It's The Last of Us comic, which is like, I mean, it's like 50 pages. It's super short. And a couple placard lithograph.
You get 50 pages? Ugh. That's dumb.
Art cards, okay? This costs $110. Everybody is immediately like, oh, this is $30 more than that $80 Mario Kart. How many times have you released these games? And just like that.
Yeah. Let's keep it real. But you know what? You should do like me. Not support Sony. I haven't bought a game since Returnal. And Returnal is a damn good game. Why would I support something like this? You know what I'm doing? I'm speaking with my wallet. Wallet over there. I don't care. If you're going to keep on releasing games like this and not try, why would I give you my hard-earned money? But you know what, Dreamcast guy? You could get mad all you want. You could get frustrated all you want. But guess what? I'm not going to believe you that you're not going to buy the game because you say the PlayStation 5 is ridiculous, you bought the PlayStation 5. You said certain things is ridiculous, and yet you went and bought it. Same thing with The Last of Us. You voiced your opinion, and I even commented on it. And guess what? You still bought it. So why should I believe a single word you said? I don't think you're mad. I think you're going to buy it. Because your actions showed otherwise. Unlike me, I haven't bought a PlayStation game ever since Returnal on my PC. And I bought that thing on sale from Key website. Why should I give money to a corporation that don't care about thinking about their stuff? These poor are hurting the brand, is exposing it. Exactly. Isn't it? Zombie fans said it. It's not hurting the brand, it's exposing it. Let's keep it real. There's no more creativity in the world. No more creativity. Like, it's rare to find creativity. Because everybody want to copy everybody. Shit, I'm copying somebody right now because I had opinions. And guess what? I'm still stuck at under 1,000 subscribers. But I don't care about subscribers. I just care about voicing my opinion. I don't care. But I do love my subscribers. I'm not going to be like Reforge. I do love my subscribers. I love my new subscribers. I love my old subscribers. I never asked for them for money. And I got $5 out of my whole entire streaming career. It was a nice $5. I felt proud about it. But again, you're going to buy it.
That the heat is off Nintendo. So Canada doesn't get it,
not really.
Even though you filmed the show in Canada. Now, can I just say something else real quick?
Man, Canada price to the dollar is fucking ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. Nope, I'm not going to say I'm not a political person. I'm just saying, geez, you guys spend like $150 on a game. That's ridiculous.
The fact that this is specifically being called The Last of Us Complete, a lot of people are basically very much laser focused in on that. Now, the creator, the writer, the director of The Last of Us is this guy called Neil Druckmann, a very controversial thinker. Some people like him. A lot of people really.
When this dude went to like a show, like this dude wanted to be a movie producer so bad. That's how I feel. But he went to a show and nobody didn't give two fucks about him. It's whatever.
They do not care for his exuberant tastes, but he has now in interviews again and again, including yesterday, said specifically, we are currently working only on their next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophecy, which probably is coming out for the PlayStation 6. But he said, yes, The Last of Us Part 3 is not.
See, and that's one thing that I just don't get. It's like, you go and buy a PlayStation 5 Pro, where the 6 is around the corner, and you're still going to give money to the corporation. They don't care about you. The fact that I could buy a graphics card for my PC and buy games that's in the future and still play it on my PC is more of a better buying price to me than buying a console. I have a Switch and I can't play Mario Kart World on my Switch. How is that for the consumer? Oh, I got to buy a new Switch. I don't want to. So you force me to buy a new Switch for a game that I probably will play a good couple of times with my buddies, play online. See, that's a game. If you can play consistently, that's a game. That doesn't defend the price. That does not defend the price.
Development, Part 2 has a definitive ending. And people are kind of in denial. Oh, we could be lying. I mean, who knows?
Corporations lie, so why should you believe a single word that they're saying?
I think it's the fact that if you're releasing something called The Last of Us Complete, I am frustrated about this because, honestly, as much as I hate The Last of Us Part 2's story, I genuinely, deeply do not like it. I feel like...
But you're going to buy it again in the complete edition.
It's kind of interesting to me that this is just young Ellie and old Ellie. There is no Abby on the box. I feel like this almost seems to signal the fact that they realize how much Abby kind of hurts the story so much. But
Well, no fucking shit. That's funny. The fact that you know that you get the young Allie and the old Allie, and the fact that they disregard the game. They literally think The Last of Us Part 1 costs $100 to $110, while The Last of Us Part 2 is free. Imagine you spending $110, and you know people's going to buy this. You know people are going to buy this. And this is just going to confirm that Sony going to charge $110 on the play for games on the PlayStation 6. Xbox raised game prices to $60. Okay, I wasn't buying games at that time. My parents was. Then games went from $60 to $70 through the PlayStation. I saw that. I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to buy a $70 game. Then Nintendo make games $80 digital, $90 physical, and it might be a key. So you're telling me you're giving me a physical key to unlock the full game. Now PlayStation 6 games is going to be $110. This is fucking sad. How did games get to this price point? And people defending this. I hear people saying they've spent $100. This is meant to be entertainment. You don't need video games to fucking live. You don't need computers to live. If the whole entire infrastructure go down, you can still live on, because all this is just not necessary. The only thing that's necessary is like food, water, working out so you get better at it, learning how to grow your own food, learning how to hunt, learn how to build, learn how to make a fire. All that stuff right there is like more important to living than gaming, you know? This is ridiculous. This is fucking sad. $100 to $110 for games. $80 to $90 physical keys to unlock the game. This is this fucking entertainment. We don't need this shit. You don't need it. I don't need it. This is not important to survive. And this should wake up to a whole bunch of people like, this is fucking ridiculous. This is sad. I'm actually kind of pissed off about it. Naughty Dog is Sony's weakest studio. I agree. I feel fucking depressed after that.
Additionally, I've always been frustrated about the fact that PlayStation used to do expandalones all the time, basically spin off on its own DLC, where, you really liked something like Infamous Second Son. I love that game a lot. And then they did a spin-off, a game called Infamous First Light. It's the same engine, same city, same graphics.
Who give a fuck about spin-offs, man? There's fucking $80 to $110 games for the base version. That's ridiculous. I don't even condone like expansions where you play 4 days early and stuff like that. It costs more because of that bullshit. No, this is just a fucking hobby.
but with a separate character with separate abilities doing their own adventure, right? Very, very fun, and it's cheap to produce. It generates money, but it's extra story and world building and stuff like that.
Well, when you lose $400 million, then yeah, you're gonna have to release a lot of shit.
They did that with Uncharted. We got Uncharted 4, which is a primo for a game, but then they did.
I disagree. I saw the story. You know, it's just basically an Indiana Jones clone. You know, Tomb Raider clone. And I'm not talking about Indiana Jones that came out on the Xbox. I'm talking about Indiana Jones on Super Nintendo. It's just a clone. Matter of fact, Indiana Jones on the Super Nintendo is way better. Tomb Raider better.
The Lost Legacy. Again, a standalone spin-off that generates more money, that makes new adventures, that gives them new puzzles. It has stuff that basically is more than just, hey, here is the same game again. But with the PlayStation 5 generation, they did not do that a single time. They've just given up. If they cannot constantly just re-release the exact same games, they just don't care. And to me, I get...
Oh no, companies don't give a fuck about us? Oh, I wonder why.
I'm annoyed about this because these things they keep doing, like their obsession with The Last of Us Remastered. Oh God, Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, I feel like...
I want to keep it real. This looked like a PlayStation 4 game. Look like a PlayStation 4 game. It doesn't even look that amazing. And this is supposed to be graphically intense. Okay. It doesn't look that great. It looked like it came from the PlayStation 4. Tell you the truth, it looked like a PlayStation 4 game with a little bit better texture. It doesn't look amazing. It doesn't. Zombie U was way better. Zombie U on the Switch, on the Wii U was better.
Like in general, did not need to exist. It is barely anything at all. It is a complete ripoff, in my opinion. Well, they just added the jacket from Intergalactic. Yay! That game you're actually excited.
Are you serious? Why? Why? Who give a fuck? We add a jacket for a game that's not out yet. I don't give a fuck about that. That's crazy.
For, well, here's the costume from it on the character that, you know, is at this point basically irrelevant.
Yeah, I know it looked like a PlayStation 4 game. Going to keep it real, $110 is fucking ridiculous for this game. Like, this game should be best $40. $40 fucking dollars. This game should be $40 maximum. To be honest, it should be $20 minimum. What the fuck are we doing? We don't need all this shit. Like, we don't need games. It's this entertainment. Even, I'm going to keep it real. I don't need my PC. But I have it. It's entertainment to me. I'm entertaining everybody. And people entertaining me. Like, PlayStation Gamer, how you doing, guy? We still cool? It's crazy. The jacket was added for free. Does free release this a bundle deal, not just a big deal? I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, it's like, I never thought that jacket was from that game. I'm thinking Michael Jackson, keeping that 100% real with you. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if the game was out, understandable. But the game's not even out. I barely even see the trailer of that game. I'm thinking Michael Jackson when I see that jacket. Like, I'm going to keep it 100% real. I'm thinking Michael Jackson. And that's one thing I'm like, and to be honest, I thought that was in the game. But I don't play PlayStation game because I refuse to support PlayStation. I refuse to support Nintendo. And I'm a Nintendo fan. A big ass Nintendo fan. Like, I got me a amiibo collection of Splatoon and Metroid, the only two amiibos that I need, and Daisy. Daisy is my favorite. But I got the collection of the amiibos. I got the Switch. I got the fucking Switch controller. But at the same time, what Nintendo doing is just make me saying fuck Nintendo. Like, my thing is this. I only care about the consumer. I don't give a fuck about these companies. Like, if AMD's do something wrong, let me call AMD out. If Nvidia do something wrong, let me call Nvidia out. Intel, fucking overheating CPUs. They was wrong for that. Even Razer, I'm a big ass Razer fan. I love my Razer products. But the cell phone had a bad USB Type-C port, which I love that phone, but I couldn't use it anymore due to the USB Type-C. Fucking laptops is getting overheated. The battery getting overheated. So I don't support. If I still like Razer, but I can still call them out. So it's the difference between being a fan of the product and a fanboy. Like, the PlayStation gamer, he's a fan of the company. He still called them out for bullshit that they do. But it's just depressing because all this shit is just ridiculous. I'll probably be done with this right here. We're going to talk about Nintendo, but let me read a little bit about it. Love you, but I'm wrong. Man, you gotta understand, I'm old as fuck. I'm old, so when I see the jacket and it's red, I always think about that Thriller song. Cause this is Thriller night. Oh gosh, you see what you did? You see what you did? That PlayStation Gamer got me thinking about Michael Jackson. Let's go ahead and get to the Nintendo part. Yay, Nintendo! Nintendo Switch pre-order, release date, price delay, and everything else. You know what? I'm gonna call myself out. Before this release was out, I went to GameStop and I actually put down for a Nintendo Switch 2. Thought that it's going to be at least $400. Boy, I should have waited. And guess what I'm about to do with that pre-order? I think I put 300. I didn't put the full 4 because I wanted to wait. I'm just going to exchange that for like Steam credit. I'm going to keep it 100% real. I'm not going to buy this shit. I'm going to keep it real. I'm just going to say it for Steam credit. I got a good PC for that shit. I could get a Steam Deck, but I kind of waiting for that Lenovo Steam Deck. So, June 5th, 2025. Folks in the UK may be able to pre-order this Nintendo Switch 2 now, but Americans are still waiting for their time to shine. Switch 2 pre-orders in the US remain. I want to keep it real. I did put money on the Switch 2, and this was like a month ago. But, it's whatever. New tariffs. Don't give a crap about tariffs. Don't give a crap about Trump. I'm not a political person. So if y'all want to talk about political, go and keep it real. I don't give two fucks. According to the statement Nintendo provided to engage a pre-order, Nintendo Switch in the U.S. will not start April 9th, 2025 in order to access the potential impact of tariffs. And just imagine that you sat there and made the game the system $450. And then now it's about to go up even more. Yeah, I'm good. President blah, blah, blah. Why are y'all talking about tariffs? Yes, I understand, but why are y'all talking about the Trump thing? I don't care about Trump. I just uploaded this, but you saw Nintendo Switch 2. You know what it does. Boom, whatever. I don't care. Number 1, it's stupid. Number 2, it's crazy. Now, let's go ahead and make fun of Reforged Gaming caping for the Nintendo Switch 2. And we're about to expose his ass.
If there is one thing the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct proves, it's that exclusives matter. Or
then why the Wii U failed? I'm going to keep it real, Reforged. You don't know nothing about that. Because here's the thing. I bought the Wii U. Not because of the games. I bought it because what the hardware could do that's different than the other one. I'm always going to stand by that. I don't care. Games is the last thing I care about when it comes down to the system. I want to know what can the system do. So I could put my money towards it because it's played different than anything. If you want to call that exclusive, by all means, go ahead, because that is kind of exclusive like, but it's not like games. The reason why the Wii U failed is not because of that, but everybody thought it was the Wii. And the Wii U was a add-on. That's the reason why it failed. They didn't know it was a full-blown console. Even my sister said, I thought it was an attachment. Yes. It was marketed wrong, and then it had enough power for third-party games to go to it. Because here's the thing. It's going to be $550 with the Mario Kart bundle. I don't care. They could spend whatever they want. I don't care. But you got to think of it like this. Okay? The reason why the Wii was so successful, because it was easy for everybody to use. And when you sell over 100 million of those, companies going to go ahead and make sacrifices to put games onto old hardware. That's how it is. Because guess what? More games out there is a potential of them getting money back into their pockets. That's it. Why do you think there were not that many third-party games on the Wii U? Matter of fact, here's a key thing. I literally bought the Wii U, not just for that, but what can you do in games? Watch Dogs was supposed to be amazing. On PC, run great. On Xbox and PlayStation, it runs similar. But what you could do on the Wii U, where you got a map in your hand and you could do hacking onto the tablet, was like, that's the best version. Because you could do a lot more. You could be interactive in the game. But guess what? Ubisoft didn't put that in the Wii U version. Matter of fact, Watch Dogs was the last game that was rated M for the Wii U right there. So it's not the fact of exclusive games. It's the fact of it wasn't powerful enough and it was marketed different. It was the Wii U, not the Super Wii or the Wii 2. It was a Wii U. People thought it was a attachment that goes to the Wii. That was the marketing. But yeah, that's another reason why I bought the Wii U, because the game Watch Dogs was supposed to be on there. And not only that, it was supposed to be special because you could do a lot more. That's the reason why I got the Wii U, because of that.
Maybe I should say exclusives still matter. There's been a lot of dialogue recently, and I've definitely pushed back on it. There are people that claim that exclusive games are anti-consumer. Essentially, the idea being on it. There are people that still matter. There's been a lot of dialogue recently, and I've definitely pushed back on it. There are people that claim that exclusive games are anti-consumer. Essentially, the idea being that
I'm about to drill you real quick, okay? And you, then pay attention real quick, Reforge. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Bring this out. Whee! There we go. Oh, bring it over just a tad bit. There we go. Okay, Reforge. The reason why exclusive is anti-consumer. Can I play the game on a different platform? No, I have to go out there, spend my hard-earned money to buy a PlayStation 5 from a store to play one game. So that game doesn't cost me $70. That game costs me close to $1,000. And if I don't use it that many times, then it's sitting in my console bay collecting dust. If I don't use the product that many times, then it's anti-consumer. Because I had to drop down $1,000 to play one motherfucking game. I'm sorry, everybody.
You shouldn't have to buy another device. You should just be able to get all the games on wherever you chose to spend your money. Essentially,
Well, no fucking shit, Sherlock. If the game came to the PC, I only have to spend the asking price to play the game. That is pro. Because here's the thing. If the game don't go to another device and the people is boycotting a company, how much money you think they're going to make? None. They're not going to make none for those potential people. Because what Nintendo doing is anti-consumer.
making you entitled to every game that any developer makes or any studio decides to invest.
I don't give a fuck. I still gonna call them out. It's not me being entitled. It's you being entitled. Well, if you don't have the system, then you don't deserve to play the game. That's the entitlement. Me, I want everybody to play. How's that entitlement? You're entitled. You're telling me in order for me to play Mario Kart World, I gotta buy a $450 console that they gonna also charge me another $80 for the game. So I'm close to $500 where I could have put that $500 to food. I could have put that $500 to drinks. I could have put that $500 to anything in the motherfucking world. But in order for me to not pay $80, and I'm just saying this, we're going to get back at that. Nintendo is wrong for that. You tell me I gotta pay I can't pay $80 to play the game, but I have to pay another $450 fucking dollars to play the game on one hardware, and I'm not gonna use the hardware ever again? You must love throwing away money, my guy. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because the argument of moving a console from one room to another is only good for a console player, but then you sat there and bought two PlayStation 5 Pros, one in the living room, one in your room, because you don't want to break the HDMI port. Guess what? You just disproving your point that PC players can't move their PC to one room to another. And while you sitting there say, no, you gotta build two PCs, but yet you bought two PlayStation 5s so you could do the exact same thing that we debunk you with. Shut up.
In. There's also been claims that, well, the industry is going to move away from exclusives. Like, this is where the industry's going. We're
good. I'm happy for that. Because guess what, Reforge? You're not going to be on this earth much longer, just like I'm not going to be on this earth much longer, just like everybody else not going to be on this earth that longer. So guess what? Who cares about what you're going to think, because the industry evolves.
We're going to see more and more games just put in more places. We're not going to see exclusives being as important as they once were.
Fortnite made a whole bunch of money to be on different platforms. So if people want to make money like that, be on other platforms where you could get more money.
And I think the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct just blows these narratives completely out of the water. And
it's a shame I'm going to miss Metroid. I love Metroid. But the fact that I can't play it, I don't want to give this company money. It's sad. Oh, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, so it's coming on the Switch. I don't want to give Nintendo any more money. I'm dead serious. I will sell the 7 Seas with Night Rose and do what I gotta do.
And I've continued to say when these discussions come up that you don't want to break up this happy marriage. A lot of the games we saw in the Direct that are exclusive to the Switch 2, they look really impressive for a $400.
Number one, I don't give a fuck about graphics. I care about gameplay. You care about graphics, that's you. Go ahead. But I want to keep 100% real. That's all you care about. But you sitting there wearing glasses, say, "Oh, it looked nice," but yet you got yourself a high-end PC that you only stream from, and you can't sit there and play a game off there. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're trash when it comes down to trying to figure out how to put a controller on a PC, and it's hard. Guess what? I'm about to show you, Reforge. I didn't want to do this, but you know what? It's whatever. I'm about to show you how to do it, Reforge. Let me go right here. Oop, nope, that's not my games. Vampire. Okay. So here's the thing. Here go my controller. It's just a Razer controller. This comes with it. It's a USB dongle. I plug this into the USB type A port. Then I turn this on. You see the Razer symbol pop up? That's great. Guess what? You can play this on the Xbox too if you want to. Then I'm just going to boot up Vampire Survivor. Vampire getting booted up. You see it on my screen. Play with my old guy right there. We're going to go over here. Oh, damn. That killed me. Give me Blackbird. One hand, Reforge. Look at that. Bible. Look at that, Reforge. If I could connect my controller onto, what you call it? And I got achievement. I don't care about no achievement, but it's whatever. Boom. There we go. Do you realize how easy that is, Reforge? And yet you was having trouble and you couldn't run at any higher because you don't know nothing about PCs. You just want a plug and play situation while the company is bending you over. Just saying.
$450 portable device. You can dock it, obviously, and get better performance, but the performance we're seeing, like the Metroid game, as an example.
Reforge, you have not touched the system. You're looking at videos and saying, oh yeah, it's going to happen. Oh yeah, it's going to happen. Quit believing what the company is going to tell you. They're doing it. Reforge. Why do you think people who buy graphic cards do a whole bunch of testing on different games? It's because when the corporation build a graphics card, they're testing it in a closed environment. So when they say when they say the 5070 is getting the same performance as a 4090, do you believe them? Of course you would, because you believe every single corporation telling you the truth. But that's far from the truth. Here's the thing. It doesn't. Now, is a 5070 is a good graphics card? For its price, I guess. But you're not getting the performance that they promise you. That's why a lot of people don't listen to the corporation, but they listen to people who actually test it out. Just like how Digital Foundry does it for consoles. But yet, y'all, when Digital Foundry say something good about the PlayStation games, y'all cheer about them. But then when they say something bad, Xbox Shield. So I'm not going to believe what you're going to say. This corporation called Nintendo, you saying they're going to give you great performance. But have you literally touched it in your hand? No. So how do you know it's going to give you the great performance? Why? Because it says so on paper? Also, the Knicks supposed to win the championship with Carmelo and that whole entire arsenal. With Amari Stoudemire, Raymond Felton, all those cats. Jeremy Lin. but we didn't win a championship. But we look good on paper. Doesn't mean that it's going to be the same performance. But again, that's the reason why people call you bootlicker, because you believe what the corporation tell you, what they tell you. Let's keep it real. You believe what a corporation does. So what? You could get free games. Then you say that you're gonna get the better performance of Indiana Jones on the PlayStation 5 Pro, but yet they didn't give you a copy, so therefore you don't want to buy the game. I thought you care about performance. I thought you care about the graphics. I thought you care about all that stuff. Apparently you don't, because you want free games. And this is a person that say you're poor. And yet, when the PlayStation, when Xbox didn't give you a review copy for the PlayStation 5, you're going to sit there and say, I'm not going to buy it. I thought you care about performance. So that's another lie. Let's continue.
You can get 1080 60 when you're just out and about playing the game natively. And that's coming from a studio who built the game for Nintendo.
It's an NVIDIA chip that give you ray tracing. It's an NVIDIA APU. It's updated. No shit, it's supposed to give you better performance. My problem is they charging you for better performance.
Look at Mario Kart. Mario Kart World looks really, really impressive. There's lighting, there's reflections, there's higher detail of textures, and it looks like it's running at a very good frame rate. And
I want to keep it real. First of all, give the women back the motorcycle outfit so they can ride on the motorcycle. That was the key thing. That's a downgrade. Second of all, it looked like it could run on the Switch.
you're not going to get that from a studio if you bust up that happy marriage between studios who create games.
The water level looked kind of dope.
Specifically for a device. And Nintendo made it clear that they want to use exclusives to sell this thing.
Dude, that's not... Dude, you cannot say that, because I want to tell you right now, nobody's not going to buy this because it's exclusive. They're not going to buy it due to you're not owning your games, and the games are $80 fucking dollars. That's the part you don't understand, Reforge. The game is $80 fucking dollars, $90 for a key. People will rather talk with their wallets. This is going to be another Wii U. It doesn't matter about the hardware. It doesn't matter about the exclusive. It's the game's going to cost close to $100.
There were 9 exclusives in the video. So there was an hour-long direct, and 9 of the videos are Nintendo exclusives.
So more than PlayStation. Oh, I went there. Remember, games are on PlayStation 4, so it's not really exclusive to the PlayStation 5. Oh! And it's on PC. Oh!
There was Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, The Dusk Bloods, Dragon Drive. Then there were all the games that are getting Switch 2 editions.
I don't care. If it's going to cost more money, why would I spend more money?
The Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Party Jamboree, and Metroid 4. Listen, 5 of those you can only get on the Switch 2. I'm going to talk about Mario Kart in a moment. It's pretty significant what they're doing, and that was a prediction that I got right.
That's one thing I want to say. The freaking wall jump is pretty dope.
4 of those exclusives are Switch 2 editions with new features with the Joy-Cons, higher resolution, higher frame rate. If that's how many exclusives you're going to put in your direct, it's very clear that they're not going away, and they actually really matter when you're launching a new device.
I didn't see Mario Kart Worlds. That was pretty dope. That was fucking dope. Okay. Okay. I like Daisy. I really do. I'm still not buying it. I'm still not buying it. I'm still not buying it. I refuse. That was pretty dope, though. As a living fossil who grew up playing blocky 8 games, I'm not that obsessed with Reflections of Water. I'm good with the definitive. Thank you! Thank you! Hey, thank you, Cheeto. Dude, remember, like, let's talk about this. Because I remember that I had the Atari, right? The Atari 2600. And this was passed down from my uncle to me. Dude, I was playing the game. You know? Matter of fact, here you go. Here we go. The Atari 2600. Amazing system. Great. The 5200 came out. Wasn't backward supportive. Catching houses on fire. And nobody was buying it. Oh, it doesn't play 2600 games? Then I'm not buying it. Then the 7800 came out that you could play 5200s and 2600 games with the 7800 games. It fell because Nintendo was out, but even with that, and a lot of people didn't trust Atari at then. It's not about the exclusive. It's about what can the console does. I don't think you understand. You want to know the reason why the PlayStation 2 was so successful? And I want to say this story. I remember growing up, I never owned a PlayStation. Because guess what? My PlayStation broke when I first bought it from the first one from the store. The laser wasn't working. So I was like, I don't trust PlayStation anyways. I'm just going to give me a 64 when it come out. Because the PlayStation, I got it when it first released. PlayStation 2 came out, didn't trust PlayStation. So my cousin actually had a PlayStation 2. She only owned 2 games. Tony Hawk Pro Skater and Mortal Kombat Trilogy. When there was a party, we'll play it for games. When I went over there, I only played Tony Hawk. When there was a party, we played Mortal Kombat. So, guess what else she did with it? All she did is watch movies and play CDs. That's all she did. She played Medea plays, movies, and listening to music. The only time it was used for games, if there was a party or I come over. That was it. So the fact that she didn't even have a single exclusive is telling you that exclusive doesn't matter. If it didn't matter, then how come the Wii U didn't sell 100 million? I had the same console that my mom found a basket full of Atari stuff. Oh, really? They got a bunch of games in the 2062 and the 76. Not bad for 20. Yo, you found that for $20 now. That's actually a fucking good steal. Matter of fact, I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. You want your about this? Had to get a drink, so do apologize. I went to Walmart and I got this. This right here is a collection, 200 games onto here with the Atari 26, 70, 52, and 7800. I got this. And then it came with 2 controllers. Yo, classic Atari, and you can play Pong with these right here. It's dope. Okay. So not only you got the A button, the B button, a trigger, and you got Pong. More controls that you need over the Atari Classic. This whole console was from Walmart. Last one. I got it for $15 fucking dollars. And I play it. I play it. Yeah, it was made by my arcade. But man, this is fun. I'm telling you, that was so much fun playing Centipede and Batman and all that stuff. I'm telling you, I was spending like 3 hours playing that shit.
They also showed a ton of third party. This is a continued complaint whenever there is a state of play or a showcase or a direct when there's not enough first party games. They had roughly 50 games that were either shown or announced during this Nintendo Switch 2 direct.
And it could all play on a PC. So no excuse.
And only 9 of them were exclusives. Now, this should make it clear in the future that if you tune in for a showcase, a state of play, or a Nintendo Direct, there's going to be a lot of third party. That's just pretty much how the industry works.
I want to keep it real. If it's not hardware, I don't give two fucks. Like, I'll watch PC stuff, CES for PC hardware over anything else. I mean, you're right. I could get a Raspberry Pi. I give you that. But you go to Walmart, you saw that last one, $15. I going to keep it real. I need to jump on that. No disrespect to Raspberry Pi, but it was just sitting there. It's probably a Raspberry Pi in there right now.
But with 9 exclusives, and over half of those being exclusive just to the Switch 2 itself, it's very clear that exclusives still matter. They're not going away.
Wii U. Oh, you care about console sales. Wii U. Really? The new one had PCIe? Yeah, okay. Good point.
When the market leader uses them to sell their brand's new console, and they use a franchise like Mario Kart, which the previous Mario Kart sold close to like 70 million copies, and they said, hey, if you want to play the next Mario Kart, you can only get it on the Switch 2.
But you want to know the reason why it sold that much? Because it's a fucking game. Where PlayStation, how can you sell Spider-Man that close? You can't. It's a story game. Play it once, you're done. $70, kind of wasted.
That's significant. That means they see the power and the potency, not just of their titles, but of making something exclusive so that you have to buy their new hardware.
Make me buy it right now. I dare you.
In order to play the game. And as I said on the outset, that's a happy marriage. Like, you're getting performance levels and new graphical fidelity and lots of more karts on the actual racetrack. Those are things that probably happened because the studio was just making the game for the Switch 2.
What? No, that's dumb. You can add more karts to the Mario Kart 8. That's not the reason why. That's a big-ass world, though.
Not making it for all these other platforms, not trying to make it work for all these other configurations. That benefits you, the consumer.
Tell me the difference between the configuration of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Even with the S, there's the same RDNA chip. So what configuration you're talking about? You talking about freaking operating systems? You got Windows and Linux. Okay? If Steam can play on both of them, then they could mix with fucking with PlayStation and Xbox. It's an NVIDIA APU. All PC parts.
Consumer. It can't be anti-consumer if an exclusive benefits the game and the way that it runs and the way that it looks.
You can play it on a PC, so what's the point of exclusives? If you tell me, in order for me, you tell me that I gotta spend $600 to play one game? Yeah, that's not worth it, my guy. That's anti-consumer.
And then, obviously, it's made for that device. So it sort of pairs with it. It dovetails. That benefits you as a consumer. So that
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's telling me that I need to buy more hardware. So I'm wasting money on stuff that I'm probably not going to play ever again. I also had an Intel chip on a board. Really? Oh, yeah.
can't be anti-consumer. Also, not every consumer is the same. A lot of us
Okay. 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 Let me see. Sorry, take me a moment. Do apologize. I don't want to like go to Wikipedia just to make sure. Okay. Reforge. Let's talk about it. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Anti-consumer is a social political ideology. It has been described as intentional and meaningful, excluding or cutting goods from one concepting, rooting or reusing one goods with a goal of avoiding consumption. I'm fucking up. The ideology of open consumer being a social and economic order with his anti-consumer is concerned with the action of individuals as well as business where they act a pursuit or financial and economic goals as the express of the percentive public goals. Anti-consumer only for criticism, originating from criticism or concept. Who the theories of 1899? God damn. Okay. Let's go to West Merriam-Webster. A opposite of restraining to a culture of ways of life emphasizing the purchase and use of consumer goods. Opposite to consumerism. Not only the REI closed on Thursday, it will also be closed on Black Friday for foregoing million in revenue in a spirit anti-consumer and pro-family type. So let me get this straight, Reforge. If a corporation is stopping a whole bunch of revenue, Reforge. So here's the thing, Reforge. Spider-Man would have made more money. It was on different devices, making more revenue for the company, making it pro-consumer. If they keep it onto one device like PlayStation, that's anti-consumer. Even though it sold very well on the PlayStation, I think it was like 20 million copies. You still lost money, extra revenue for not placing it on other devices, making it anti-consumer. If Mario Kart come out at $80, $90 if you get the physical edition, and a lot of people don't like that and they're not buying the Switch 2, the Switch lost revenue, making it anti-consumer. If it was on the Switch, it'd still be anti-consumer, but it's more pro-consumer because there's over 100 million Switches out there. That's the whole point of anti-consumerism. Loss of revenue where they could have made more revenue outside of their ecosystem. That's the whole point that we call you a bootlicker, because you're licking the boot of these corporations. I hope I cleared that up for you. All right, let's go back to it. Doop, doop.
Of us are perfectly willing to buy a new device. Like, do I not count as a consumer? Like, I'm willing to buy a Switch 2. I'm willing to buy Mario Kart on that Switch 2.
So you spending money where if it was on the Switch, you don't have to spend that extra $450. So AKA lost revenue. You're giving revenue to them, but everybody else don't want to. So anti-consumerism. Pretty fast for a x86. Yeah, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, x86 chip. Not ARM64. Little PCs just like a... I expect x86 to be faster than the ARM64.
And I'm happy that happy marriage between the devs and the manufacturer of the platform are working together. So it's not really anti-consumer, it's anti-people who don't want to spend more money.
That's anti-consumerism. That's the definition of... Oh, shit, my bad. My bad. Let's go back a little bit.
A lot of us are perfectly willing to buy a new device. Like, do I not count as a consumer? Like, I'm willing to buy a Switch 2. I'm willing to buy Mario Kart on that Switch 2. And I'm happy that happy marriage between the devs and the manufacturer of the platform are working together. So it's not really anti-consumer. It's anti-people who don't want to spend more money.
That's the definition of anti-consumerism. Lost revenue where they could make more revenue on a different, somewhere else. That's literally the definition of anti-consumerism. Lost revenue where they can make revenue somewhere else. Right. Thank you, Cheeto. Again, I want to say this. If somebody want to clip this, you can. That's literally the definition of anti-consumerism. Revenue loss where they can make revenue somewhere else. If Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday, they lost revenue making anti-consumerism on Sunday. They lost revenue for that Sunday because people want chicken on Sunday, making it anti-consumerism. So that's the reason why other chicken places open on Sunday, and that make it pro-consumer because they make it revenue. Oh my God. Yes, Chick-fil-A is anti-consumerism because they don't make revenue on Sunday. Yes, he's using Flurf logic.
You want the studios, you want the publishers and the developers, you want them to spend more money because it's more costly to bring the game to more platforms. You want them to spend more money so that you can spend less. I don't think the
Oh my gosh, can I do math real quick? Fuck it. Let's say $80 times. Oops, I hit the wrong one. $80. Let's say the game sold. Let's say the game sold 20 million. They made 1,000. They made $1.6 billion, right? Okay, $1.6 billion. If the game was on more platforms, $60 times that by 20 million, right? Yeah, you're right. But let's add another 50 if it was on the Switch. Oops, sorry. So that'd be 70, right? So if the game was 60 times 70 million, because you got the Switch and you got the Switch and the Switch 2. Who made more money, Reforge? Put it on both platforms or put it on one platform? Because looking at that, they made more money putting it on both platforms than on one.
Relationship between you and the business is in the right frame of mind when you think that way. The other idea is that, well, exclusives are going away. Like, this is where the industry's going.
Good.
I don't think so. Nintendo just walked out and kicked off their brand new generation console with 9 exclusives, and they're...
I want to know what you're going to say when there's not that many Switch 2s out, because all you care about is console sales, even though software is now the top dog.
Just getting started. We know there's more on the way. There will be a mainline Mario, a mainline Zelda, and that's just those big names. There's so many other first-party games, and, you know, got games like Kirby as well. And as far as I can tell, they clearly matter to Nintendo, even if they don't really matter to your platform.
I can tell you this, if they sold games on PC, I guarantee you they'll be making a whole bunch of money. Guaranteed you.
Platform of choice anymore. But those are just my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can leave a comment below. And as always, be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. So
Nope. You begged for too much. All right, we're gonna watch another Reforged clip. I thought this was, I wanted to see what's up with this. Let's see.
He does more than stream. He uploads videos doing news and reviews, and we get ads. He even asks viewers to say when they got an ad. Do you understand why I ask the viewers to tell me when they got an ad? Let me explain it to you. We have been strongly encouraged for 2 years by YouTube to run automatic ad placement. I have been against it for 2 years.
Why? So you can get the whole entire funds? Why? If you got ads on my channel, you know, go ahead. I'm not asking for any money. If ads is a way that you have to watch me, I'm down with that. You know, watch me for free. It's just that, you know, just watch me for free. I don't care. Will I have a membership? Yeah, I have a membership, 99 cents. But I'm not there yet.
My concern has been this year, 2025, YouTube has pushed that so hard, we're not doing it. And all this year, my reach, the number of times my streams are seen on YouTube has gone down.
Oh, but yet you literally an anti-consumer hater. I mean, pro person. Who cares? Who cares? It's ads. They gotta make money. Oh, wait. I'm about to bust your thing. So you telling me that YouTube can't do what they want? You want YouTube to not give you ads? I thought you was all about the anti-consumer movement. You say it's not anti-consumer, so you tell me ads are anti-consumerism? So you're okay with Nintendo paying $80 for games, but yet you sitting here hating on ads? You're on YouTube. If you don't want no ads, you could get the fuck off and make your own channel.
And my concern was, because I'm not running automatic ads, YouTube is shrinking my reach. So
that sounds like a personal problem. It's YouTube business. They're going to do what they got to do. Okay?
I turn the feature on and I ask chat, please tell me when you get an ad. Because if
I think that might hit terms and services, actually. I think that's terms and services. If you mention anything about ads, I think that might be terms and services. I'm not 100%. I got to look into it. I'm not going to do it. But if it's terms and services, you might have your channel gone.
If it's too intrusive, if it's too disruptive, I'm going to turn it off. And do you
let people watch it? I don't care.
know what I have done? I have turned it off. Opting.
Is that the reason why you begging for money? Begging for memberships?
Opting to make less ad revenue on every stream because it hurts the viewer experience.
Oh, so that's the reason why you begging for money?
Like, I get it. There's something about me that a lot of people don't like. Why don't you just grow up and get over it and watch somebody else if you don't like me?
Because it's fun to make fun of you. Fun to criticize you. It's fun. But yet you go and sit there and cry. Imagine YouTube found this out about.
But if you don't like me and you want to continue to clip me and put me in your videos and lie about me, that's a you problem.
Just like the you problem when YouTube tell you that you had to run ads. And now you're not getting any involvement because you just said, if you're not going to share about ads, we'll just take it down. Sounds like a you problem.
That's a you problem. The insecurity of all these weak men out here that are so bothered by a skinny 5'6" white guy who...
You're 5'6". You're 5'6". You're 5'6". So check this out. I'm 6'1". Okay, I'm not scared of you, Reforge. I don't care. The only difference is I'll take criticism. You can't. And here's the thing: being 5'6" doesn't matter. But when you make fun of PC players, make fun of everybody, yeah, I'm gonna laugh. When does it member goals band start clicking backwards? Wait, no way. I don't believe you.
Turned it off. You buy was because new on every stream because it hurts the viewer experience.
That would have been funny.
Like, I get it. There's something about me that a lot of people don't like. Why don't you just grow up and get over it and watch somebody else if you don't like me? If you don't like me and you want to continue to clip me and put me in your videos and lie about me, that's a you problem.
What if there's a lie and we just I just proven to, I saw your whole entire video and I just proving you wrong.
That's a you problem. The insecurity of all these weak men out here that are so bothered by a skinny 5'6" white guy who's very opinionated. Some of y'all need therapy.
You know what? I keep on getting sick and tired of you, Reforge, because you don't know nothing about weak men, anything like that. Look, let me tell you something, man. You're not out there fighting fires. You're not out there trying to protect and serve. You're not out there being a military. And for you to say weak men, I will go out there and try to be a firefighter, police officer. Go out there and try to save somebody's life. If you want to talk about weak men, I literally got accepted to the police academy and plan to become a cop. You want to talk about weak? You got a weak mind. The fact that you can't take criticism and you was literally saying they harassing me is telling me that you're more weak than anybody else. My sister could take more criticism than you. It's C16. Talk about weak. You're weak. You want to talk about, oh, I want to ban people. I haven't banned you. I haven't blocked you. He got that it's someone else's fault syndrome, just like every weak-minded. Yeah, exactly. It's not my fault. It's everybody else's fault.
Some of y'all need to be a little bit more masculine. You need to stiffen your spine and get over the fact that you don't like me.
Wasn't you crying about... I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I could, but I'm not. I could, but I'm not. I could, but I'm not. But yet you cried when people said Xbox better.
Just get the frick over it. Like, just grow up and move on with your life. And
dude, I haven't even been streaming on YouTube in a moment. Going to keep it real. I've been doing stuff in life. Now, here I am criticizing you. And what you going to do about it? Oh, man, my New York side coming out. Is that thing where you talking and your accent come out? Oh, man, my New York side almost came out. Oh, my New York accent almost came out. Exactly. Yo, you know that meme where it's like you're having a regular conversation, then your accent came out just then.
and do things that make you feel happy. But the constant insistence that, like, I'm bad or wrong or doing bad things, it's just ridiculous.
Because you're forcing people to spend money that they don't have. Here's the thing. And I could get what I want. I have the money. Look at my camera. It's a $300 camera. I got monitors from Razer that cost a fucking shitload. But they was like $600 a piece. Portable monitor, $300. This fucking arm that I have a problem with because it doesn't go up and down and everything, $100. $150. $100. These was $400 fucking dollars. I have the money. I just don't like what Nintendo and PlayStation doing. And I don't want people to overspend. Do you think I want people to buy Razer products? I'm not getting paid by Razer. I don't want people to go out there and waste their money on products that's overpriced. I tell them there's cheaper deals, there's different everything. Because if you want to own a product, you can go ahead and buy it. That's fine. But guess what? I'm not going to tell people to say, oh, you know what? You need to get these. These are awesome. You know, Razer got these for me and the boom, boom. Oh, these are wonderful. They vibrate and everything. You know, RGB on here is amazing. No, I bought this for myself. I want to be like, you know what? You don't have to spend $400 on a pair of headphones. There's a cheaper brand out there that you can get that looks just fine. I give people options. You're here trying to tell people, oh, waste your money on this. because is not anti-consumer. Bro, shut up.
Incessant attempts to slander me and to misrepresent me for the last 5 years. It's ridiculous, the obsession that people have with trying to convince the world that Reforged Gaming is a bad guy. And
then get off the fucking internet. Crying. Oh, I'm a man. But yet you're crying over people making fun of you, telling people that you're a bad guy. Who give a fuck? Guess what, Reforge? Let me make myself bigger. Guess what, Reforge? I'm going to be a cop. People going to say I'm a bad guy. Automatically. Do you think I care? No. I'm doing a fucking job. If I didn't want to do the job, then why did I pick to be my career? So how about this, Reforge? If you can't take the heat, why don't you just quit YouTube? Apparently you can't handle it. Lots of for the way that it has followed. I'm not fair. Okay.
And a liar, and he's exploiting his audience, right? And he's a creepy narcissist.
I mean, yeah.
I don't get it. Move on with your life.
A cop, the one who give out warning. Yeah, I'm actually being a cop, sir. Yeah. I mean, I know. I mean, I was going to be doing my job. I mean, I'm not going to trip on people, but if I got to pull somebody over and they act a fool, then that's a different story. But if it's like, oh, you failed, okay, then warning, or this is a simple ticket, I'm not going to trip over it.
I just sit in a chair and hang out with my community and talk about video games, and if people want to support, they can support.
But yet you ask for member goals in the bottom left. And you don't just talk to your members. Matter of fact, you just don't talk. You actually you insult your members. You insult your members. You insult them. Because you disagree with certain people. Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He might have a mirror in front of him.
$5 super chat from Wired Rope. Another creator that barely streams also runs ads, and when people in their chat complained, they whispered, "Get ad block," instead of turning it off. A $10 super chat from Dart Taco says, "The gall of this man." Don't bother about these people. I don't.
But you do. And that for that one person that say, "Hey, get ad blocker," is a helpful gesture. If you want it, go for it. I don't care. I pay for YouTube Premium, so I don't get commercials. That's how I am. Oh, I know, right? I'm thinking like the Police Academy movie is Super Trooper. Oh my gosh.
I ignore it, but like Lil Me Trips hangs out here on a
but yet you still don't ignore it. Oh my gosh, how much?
Regular basis. Spend the money however you want, but sub money should be going to essentials. Listen to me very carefully. I want you to hear this sentence, okay? It's none of your business. It's none of your business.
I want to say this, though. Games going to get more expensive when you buy these fucking games at high prices. Because now it's going to get to a point where people can't afford it. And guess what? That's why I support indie games. Because they're a lot more funner and a lot more cheaper. Because guess what? They're going to get more of my money than the corporations. They're starting to do it right now. $20 for Game Pass Ultimate so I can play on my phone. I'm cool with.
If I took every cent I made from memberships and I spent it on candy to melt in a fire in some weird cultish ritual, that's my right.
I agree. And if you don't want the ads, you can pay for YouTube Premium. Like I do. I pay for YouTube Premium. I use YouTube too much that I pay for it. And my family members on it. You know, it's just my subscriptions to my family members. Like my mom, she paid for my Nintendo Switch online thing because, hey, what do you want for Christmas? Nintendo Switch online code. Now I'm not going to pay for it this year. And she paid for Netflix. So I watched Netflix. She watched YouTube. You know, it's just working together. You know, I just pay for YouTube, Xbox, and something else. I don't remember.
You have zero, and I mean zero, say in how I spend my money. I'm
More funnier is a thing. I know, right?
not standing on business. I'm standing on your head right now. You don't get to say how a man spends his money.
You're right. I don't get to say what a man's supposed to spend with their money. But I'm not going to sit there and mislead the people and tell them they have a bad price. Because guess what? As soon as games become $150 to $200, it is on you. And I'm going to put all the blame on you. And I'm not going to let go of that. The games should not be $150. Even $80.
You don't. So, in the word of the great poet The Rock, know your role and shut your mouth.
Okay, no, your role is shut your mouth. You're a fucking bootlicker. I don't know how people could watch this cat. He does sound something like he care about my money. Exactly. Bootlicker over here.
Some of y'all have lost your entire plot and brain. You've lost it.
How?
You've completely lost the plot.
How? The fact that we're calling you out for trying to sell people a Nintendo Switch, and we know damn well it's a wrong buy, and you're saying exclusives. Who give a fuck, dude?
Serious with the Member Plus, that's a brand new one, so it counts as 2. When you guys upgrade to Member Plus, or you sign up brand new, it's worth 2.
Hey. He's talking about don't tell people what to do with his money, but yet he's trying to sell his members so he can tell them what to do with his money. Right. Hypocrites right here, right?
And a 10 bomb from Mick09 says, Pocket watch this. And Candy Ritual Stream win a $5 super chat tip from Dark Taco. Thank you so much.
I swear he probably hypnotized his members.
The obsession with constantly trying to convince people that I'm a bad guy and that I'm terrible and that I'm a piece of crap, like, I don't know how you can think that you're in the righteous position when you're going out of your way to, like, slander and insult me.
Didn't you accuse, oh no, it's Alex, to try to unalive MBG? Remember that? Putting the blame on oh no, it's Alex. Remember that? I remember it. Pepper's Farms remember it.
I'm not doing that to anybody else. I've done everything I can over the years of constantly being attacked, maligned, and slandered to just take the path of peace. I've never attacked in return.
Yes, you did. Attack Xbox fans. Attack everybody else that try to criticize you. Telling Alex that he's trying to unalive, because of unaliving MBG due to criticizing. You attack a lot of people. And yet, it seems like you forgot. But I guarantee you somebody's going to make a video showing that you was wrong. And we're not taking you out of context. You're saying this real life. I mean, do you think of what you say?
And buddy, I could. Ant with a single gift that gets us to $3.79. Thank you very, very much.
Them call trigger words, and he definitely fell for them. He smuggled shit, or he smuggled the shit out of it. True, but look what happened when he got a membership gold. Like, look what happened when he got a membership gold. Like, trust me, look at this. I want to write it like a little quick second. Look what he does when he get a membership gold.
Yeah, I could. Ant with a single gift that gets us to $3.79. Thank you very, very much.
He types it. He types the membership goal. He types the membership goal. He types the membership goal. Holy fuck. Wow. He literally types the membership gold. He don't have that shit automated. You could get that shit automated, but he literally types the membership gold. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I have to. I have to.
Dude,
Oh my God.
I'd be pulling my
God, this
hair
guy's
out of bed. Your job.
Yo.
Yeah, why-
Yeah, especially what happened yesterday. The fucking ambulance decided to fucking, what was the
Yo,
fucking meme?
yo.
Decided to fucking Tokyo drift into fucking to our hospital.
Hold up.
Who was driving? Was it a
I
was
don't
it
fucking
a
know.
was it an ALS ambulance or a BLS ambulance?
Bro, I don't fucking know, but as soon as I stepped in, fucking like, I think maybe 1/10 of the fucking hospital was like caved in.
I have to.
Bro.
Oh my god.
Hold up 1 second.
That sounds like
Hello? 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 Hey, Gara. Hey, Gara. Yo, I'm streaming and I just found something out. Yeah, what's up? Okay, I'm streaming right now, right? And I didn't know Reforge type his membership gold when he get a membership. Every he typed. I saw that in front of me, like online. That's crazy. Holy. Holy sh. Yo, I'm
covering over the Nintendo shit.
I'm
literally covering over the Nintendo thing. Yeah.
But if y'all want,
y'all can say hello to my stream right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When
I'm sorry. When I saw that, I had to let you know. That's fine.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Yo, send it to me.
I'm about to get back to it.
Send it to me. I'm about to
get back into it.
Yeah. All right.
I'll see y'all later. I'm about to get back to it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry about that, everybody.
I had to tell Gara. That's ridiculous.
How can you be
that?
Man.
Oh
okay,
man.
I'm done with
Okay, I'm done with Root Force.
After that,
that was it.
All right, let's go to
X-Folks.
Let's see what he say. Why in the fuck? You got your lights
that loud.
Look. This is my lights at 100%.
At 100%.
Can we go to him?
This is
my lights at 100%.
This is my lights at 100%. I don't do 100%. I do 8.
This is my light at 100.
This is my light at 100.
Hold on one second. Not working, but
it's fine.
Oh, there we go.
That's my light as 100%. 100%.
It's bright.
It's bright. I really don't like it like that. But you can see it at 100%.
But I use it at
8.
Which is fine.
That's crazy.
Oh, the echo sword.
Shit. Give me a second.
Okay, just give me a second. Is that better?
My guy? Let me see something. It's fine. Oh, there we go. That's not like as 100%. Right? It's right. Oh, wow.
I can see what you say. Give me a second. Okay, I hope that works. What? Oh, I see. My bad. That's how it works, I hope.
Here, and today we're going
My bad about that, everybody. My fault. But let's go ahead.
to do a react type of video. I was at work all day, of course, but we're doing a react video. So I had time to process my thoughts and everything in regards to, of course, the subject matter being the Nintendo Direct, specifically the 60-minute presentation of the Switch 2. Yes, the Switch 2, and kind of what became of it. The highs, the lows, all that stuff. So there's a lot to break down. Let me react to it with y'all and go over some stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. All right, so like I said, what we're going to do is get right to it here. My reaction of the Nintendo Direct's Switch 2 unveiling as far as specs, price, games, all that stuff. As most people were going and posting and tweeting and what have you all along during the presentation, you know, there was highs and lows. It started off great because, hey, look, we get those Nintendo first-party games. There's a great Mario Kart coming out that's going to be, you know, really expanded upon. There's a brand new Donkey Kong 3D platformer. There's, you know, all sorts of stuff. There's backwards compatibility. This is great. Magnetic Joy-Cons, bigger screen, more power, all this stuff, right? Some upgrades and such, which we'll touch base with here in just a moment. But it just really started rubbing people the wrong way towards the end, and we'll get to my feelings on that in a moment. But people started being like, wait a minute, what's going on here? First of all, people were pretty right on point with the price point. They were saying $399 or $450, right? Well,
I wish it was $400. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit over expensive than the Switch OLED. I think $400 would have been perfect, in my opinion. I get why they did $450, but $400 would have been that would have won me over. But not because of that. I didn't know games going to be that expensive.
It is $450 for the base Switch too, right?
What do you mean by base? It's only one Switch. It's only one Switch too.
So no games, just the Switch 2, $450. You know what? I think that's fair. I think
400. Keeping it real, 400 is better for me, but a lot of people say 450 is the perfect price. I disagree. 400 would have been better. 399 would have been better.
that's fair. I think that's fair, right? Everybody was fine with that, and then they're like, hey, there's a Mario Kart bundled version, right? $500. All right, another $50. You throw.
That's why I like, if they're going to go ahead and make it to like $400, I think 450 for Mario Kart would have been great too. Because I thought games were going to be $50, $60. But what can I say?
In Mario Kart, the newest Mario Kart. How's that bad, right? That's good too. Well, as it went on, the big thing here, which we'll show you right here, but yeah, it's $80 for digital games.
You should talk about it. Nope. You shouldn't be saying anything bad about $80 for games. You went and bought Concord 3 times for $70. No, for $60. Maybe you got the better edition for $60. You don't call PlayStation for having $70 games, but you're going to call Nintendo out? I do not want to hear that. And I bet you that's what you're about to say.
$80 for digital games, guys. That's...
And this is what I want to say, okay? I like it if digital is a lot cheaper than physical because I'm just buying ones and zeros. While with physical, you're getting the physical game. But $80 for digital and $90 for physical? Huh?
That's a little rough. And I'm just posting this quick meme here. So $80 for digital games and $90... Get this, $90
right
for physical games.
What's your complaint? What's your complaint? Now here's the thing. I want to complain because I never wanted $60, $70, $80, $90, even $110 games. I never wanted those. So my complaint is justified. But you, what's the complaint? What's the complaint, X-Vault? Oh, it's okay for games to be $70 for quality, but $80 to $90? What's the complaint? What's the complaint? What's the fucking complaint?
Which, okay. We have a little bit of a difference here. Physical games, right? You own something, you have the case, you have the cartridge.
Yeah, but for $90 doesn't make fucking sense.
Or disc, depending on the system, right? The cartridge, you put it in, that's your game, right? Hold that thought, guys. Hold that thought. Let me pull this up here. Insert the game key card into the system, right? Step 2, download the game. Yes, the game itself isn't included on the game key card, so you'll have to download it before you can play. When you insert the game key card, further instructions will be displayed on the home menu. Please follow the instructions to download the game. Please note, to download the game, you must have enough free space in your Nintendo Switch 2 system, memory, or micro SD express card. So yes, the SD cards are back. They're different ones. They're faster, all that stuff. The amount of free space required is indicated on the game key card packaging. So again, the takeaway here is the game is not on the cartridge this time at all.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, what can you say? Hey, can I ask you a question? How's Concord doing? Didn't you buy like 3 copies? The first one didn't work, so you used the second one. Second one didn't work, you used the third one. Oh, server's down. So it look like you don't own your games on PlayStation either. Now, this is not justifying what Nintendo doing because I'm super against it. But he's making it sound like this is crazy. But yet PlayStation did it. What Concord?
It's a key card. Think of it as a digital key card for anything, any type of game. It's
just like Concord. All of this stuff is DRM anyways. The only way you really own games is pirating and collecting old games that doesn't need an internet connection. That's the only way you own games. Like, literally.
It's not on the disc, it's not on the cartridge. You have to download this game. So now you're paying an extra $10 for a jewel case and a cartridge that does not work offline. If you were to get this right out the box and you're camping and you brought this console with you to play in handheld mode and you didn't preemptively download this game, it's worthless, right?
Just like the PlayStation Portal when you had to have an extra internet connection, just like Concord. This is one thing. Look, I'm not on the Nintendo Switch 2 side. I'm not with Nintendo. Matter of fact, both of these people, I mean, this corporation and him doesn't make sense to me because the thing about it is you here bought 3 copies of Concord and now you're saying, oh, what Nintendo doing is dumb? Dude, you bought 3 copies of Concord that you can't even play. Not even offline. So you don't have the full game when you bought physical. So miss me with that.
You stop off at your local retail store, you pick up a game, you don't have internet connections to do anything with it before you're heading out to your camping trip or your long road trip to go somewhere.
I picked up my PlayStation 5. It got me a portable monitor. I wanted to go ahead and play Concord. I picked it up. I'm going on a camping trip. I do need the internet though, but the game is not playable anymore. Congratulations. Gaming in 2025.
And you're DOA. You're dead on arrival, right? That's huge. That's so odd to me. Not only is it another $10, but then you have to download it anyway. So you're paying for maybe a collector's piece of things.
So you arguing with I got it for collecting purposes. That's what you did. That's what you did. You got it because of collecting purposes. I understand about it. I get it. You got the collecting purposes. Understandable. That makes sense.
And then, of course, step 3, play the game. Once the game is downloaded, you're ready to play on and on and on. Internet connection is only required when you launch the game for the first time. After that, you don't, but you do have to download it. So it's just interesting to me. You might as well just have that all digital. So, again, we're another...
Just like Concord. I'm sorry I'm bringing up Concord, man. This is ridiculous to a point where he's like, oh, you can have it all digital. You just did it with Concord. You know, what is the Concord to you now? It's literally a paperweight, a coaster. It's literally a key disc that you needed to access your game. Most of the games are straight up digital now, you know. Congratulations. There's probably not going to be no more physical discs. Even with PC, if you get the disc like from Walmart or from like a store and you know you got a disc drive onto your PC, that is basically a key. Everything is key now. So even PC is not escaping from it. It's a key that you have to download a game from online. There's no excuse. Like, come on now. This is gaming.
Another step, even with Nintendo, who I thought would hang on the longest out of all the big 3 here between Sony and Microsoft, is that they would hang on the longest in regards to physical media.
I mean, what do you expect? They're a corporation. They're going to try to make as much money as possible. What part do you not understand from that? Like, we need to put our foot down and start saying this is not right.
So this is very, very disheveling to me. Kind of a gut punch for those that do.
Why you bought 3 copies of Concord and you can't even play it? Right. Like, come on now.
Care about physical games and want that integrity to stay with that sort of situation. So really, really interesting to me. So again, let's circle back also in addition to the pricing, right? I expected the prices to go up. Inflation's a thing. The cost of games and gaming is going up as we...
Who cares? Oh my gosh. the games are going up, but our lifestyle, our pay is not going up. That's the problem. And plus, games should be cheaper to make. Here's the thing. I'm going to school you real quick, and you're older than me. I'm about to school you real quick, and you're older than me. Cartridges was more expensive to make back in the day. Yes, let's go ahead and keep it real with that. Okay, cartridge was more expensive to make. But then you also have to mold the cartridge, get the capacitors, got to get the boards ready, got to make sure the data is on there with the ones and zeros. Then you got to package it. You got to go ahead and use trees and plastic. You know that, right? And then you got to go ahead and ship it, aka through containers on a ship or through air cargo, through airplane. Then you also got to pay for gas. You got to pay for fuel. You have to pay for steam with steamboats. I'm just throwing it out there. Then you also have to make sure that the retailers get paid too. So they got a retail fee. Then you got to place it on the shelf. Then they go ahead and place it on the shelf. You go there. Boom. $90. Yeah, that's expensive, but makes sense. Now today, you're putting more costs to the game, making movies and stuff. Guess what? Ones and zeros, that's it. How much should that cost? Oh, games are expensive. Actually, games are expensive, but what physical copies are you going to get? That's why I say games should be maximum $40 if I'm getting it digital. If you want to get physical, buy it for $60. If you want the physical copy, make sure it's all on a disc or a card. Don't get a game that need a update or download everything online. Download everything on that you need to add on there. No. If I buy digital, I expect to spend way less than physical. I'm talking about $20. So if the game is like $40, then I expect the game to be $60 for a physical or $70 for a physical. I don't want a physical. That's why I went digital. That's why I advocate digital should be a lot cheaper than physical. Not $10 cheaper, at least 30% cheaper. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the point of even buying a full game? I just might as well wait till it go on discount.
We speak, I understand that. But what I don't understand is why Nintendo's controlling that narrative before Microsoft or Sony or anything on PC for day one AAA games and stuff like that.
Money. It's not that hard. It's money. Cash. Dollar bill. Pesos. Canadian dollar bills. What pounds? Quid. Fucking dough. Bucks. It's money. Companies want it. And think about it. Like, I don't care about physical media. I don't give a fuck about physical media. But imagine this. If a game is a lot cheaper as a digital copy, do you think people are going to buy physical? No, they're going to get the cheaper option. That's why I'm trying to figure. That's why you got people like me who buy nothing but digital, getting sick and tired of spending $70 on a game that I don't get no physical copy in my hand. That's the reason why. It's money.
This is rough. And again, graphics don't make everything, right? We know that.
It doesn't make anything, but I cheer on for graphics. Whoop the motherfucking do.
But like I just showed on that meme, we have something. But people are whining about games like Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2 costing $70, right? And
it's funny because you're smiling for $70, but you're upset with $80. How about this? You make that game on the top 40 and make the game on the bottom 60 plus. That's not a funny meme. That's actually pretty sad.
Yet we're okay with an $80 Mario Kart now. But
I was okay with a $60 game.
Just pull these 4 examples up here, these 4 screens, just so you have some context here, right? We're starting off with Mario Kart on the 64. We then go into the Wii. We then go on to the Switch, and then we go on to the Switch 2, which, of course, it is getting that bump up in resolution and, of course, graphics each time, of course. But it's not like genre defining every jump, right?
So what make the difference between a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 5 because they look the same? You sound more like a hypocrite than I expected. No wonder I don't like watching your shit. All right. It's time for Nintendo fans. We're going to talk about this dude. I got to appreciate Gara. You're goated.
Everything about
You're goated, Gara. You're goated. You're goated, Gara. This is appreciated, Gara. I saw this shit. This shit was fun. But let's go ahead and watch it.
everything about the Nintendo Switch 2 is fair, except for that tech demo game. I cannot defend that. That is unacceptable.
How is it fair? So you saying, and get a PC. Everybody get a PC. If you got to spend this much for gaming, might as well get a PC. How is it fair? And I'm not getting a lot for it. What am I getting with the Nintendo Switch 2? What I'm getting with the Nintendo Switch 2? Exclusives? I don't give a fuck about that. Open world? Who cares? What am I getting with the Nintendo Switch 2 that I can't do on the other platform? Oh, you get mouse control. For my handheld? Yes. Let me tell you something. Lenovo Legion Go. I get mouse control with a controller. That go like this. Boop, do, 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 do. 1080p. I get that with any handheld PC. What am I getting? What's worth of me getting a Switch 2?
But $450 for the console or $500 for the launch bundle? I know millennials and zoomers have become excessively entitled from being terminally online and just crying about everything all day, but really? Not understanding how money?
You don't understand how it works. You're pulling this out like, oh, it's a gotcha. We gotcha. We gotcha. Two things. Ready? I'm about to make myself bigger. Hold on one second. You see, items cost money. You gotta make the money for the stuff as far as molding for the cartridge. CDs all take molding as well as making the adjustment for the motherboard for the cartridge. Putting the data on the CD. Then you put the data onto the cartridge in the CD. That costs money. Also, let's keep on going. You gotta put it in the box or in a plastic container to hold the games. All right. With that costs money for the plastic and for the molds for the things and everything. You gotta pay for the paper wrap and everything. You gotta pay. So trees and plastic, all that stuff. Then you gotta put it onto a boat, airplane, car, insurance. You also have to think about the companies that have to ship it. So you gotta give the money to the corporation to ship all that stuff over. Through plane, FedEx, UPS, whatever was back in the day. Then you gotta drive it to the location where you gotta pay a fee to put it on the shelf. When you do all of that, that's the reason why those games cost more. Now what you're getting, $80 for what? Ones and zeros? No manual? No book? No anything? You spend less on games than you would back then. So $80 and $90 does not justify. Reason why not justify, because you could send it from here to the other side of the world and do all of that with no shipping costs, no retail costs, no gas or anything. All you're paying is probably the internet bill. Now, another thing. Have you ever heard of Blockbuster in Hollywood videos? You can rent them. So please tell me how your games cost so much where you're not shipping anything in a box to get to your location. And don't give me the key thing, because the key is just another plastic. Oh, $90. Yeah, you get $90 for a little bit of plastic, but you still gotta download the game. Before you start talking about, before you start talking about, hey, it costs way more than games now, dude, you forgot about the shipping costs and everything. It wasn't free. I just pretty much debunk what you just said. And it's not us being entitled, because I'm not entitled. You think it's entitlement because you don't realize how logistics work.
Works now, because adjusted for inflation, people were paying over $100 for Nintendo 64.
And it's not just inflation, because you're not getting as much as you do than you was, because it was all somewhat kind of balanced. It's not inflation. It's just shipping costs, logistics, how much everything costs. It costs money to do all of that, and they want to see a profit. Now it's just ones and zero. What logistics you going to get now than you would back in the day? Go ahead, I'll wait.
4 games in the 90s. And objectively, the games are better now. It's actually incredible. They've been around $60 for as long as...
How is it better? Because what? You got to be online? You play with friends and all this stuff? How is it better? That's more of an opinion look than anything else. To me, the old school games are better. I don't have to download anything. I could go back and play it. Replayability. While games now,
as they've been. We have features we couldn't even imagine back in the 90s, like seamless online connectivity or open world capabilities.
The only online capability you had in the early 90s was PC. And it was young. Internet wasn't that fast. So you're looking into the world through your glass. Because when you go back, if you went back in time, you probably didn't know what to do. The internet was young back then than it is now. It evolved. But you can't use that argument like you would back in the day. It doesn't make sense. And it's telling me that you're more entitled than anything else.
Is on the console, and the games are relatively cheaper now. And
yeah, and you make more money now than you would back then. Back then, like when I worked at McDonald's when I was like 16, guess what my hourly wage was? $5.25 an hour. And it was a lot less in the 90s, in the 80s, and the 70s. You got paid less than you would here. Because coming here, if like to me, working at McDonald's making $11 is crazy in my opinion. Like if I was that young, it's crazy in my opinion. Like you're telling me I can make $11 an hour just to flip burgers? My young self will be like, I'm cool with that. But back then, I was cool with the $5.25 because that was the minimum wage back then. So you can't use that argument. And yeah, I know what they're going to say. Everything was cheaper then. Everything was cheaper then. Okay. But you just said that games was way expensive. So what is it? Sorry.
The Nintendo Switch 2 is finally a console that is competitive with other consoles.
But are they giving you the same performance? Think about that. Are they giving you the same performance for the same price?
The Nintendo Switch launched underpowered in 2017, and then people complained about the graphics and performance of the games. So
I wasn't complaining. I was happy with it.
So now we have a console that can handle higher fidelity, larger games, and people are complaining.
Because it's $80 for a digital copy of the game.
Mario Kart World is not possible on the Nintendo Switch or a slightly better console. That we need this price point to be able to do it. And honestly...
Oh, they could do it. It's just they're not trying.
When I saw the price of $450, I was astonished. I'm like, oh man, after watching the Nintendo Direct, the whole time I'm thinking, this thing's going to cost $500. Oh.
I still think it should cost $400. Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Oh no. And the same thing applies to the games, that the power of the Nintendo Switch 2 means we get games that were impossible to have on the Nintendo Switch, so the price increase only makes sense and is only fair. That
I would love to, like, I'm going to be dead serious. I would love for this to be the new Wii U. I would love it for this to be the new Wii U. I'm dead serious because you're glazing Nintendo right now. I'm fighting against it.
this is your Mario Kart experience. Also, people forgot about DLC. People are paying $90 for Pokemon with DLC or the DLC pack for Mario Kart 8, where now we just have more.
Here's the thing. If I haven't spent a single dime on a game, I'm okay with spending money. I haven't bought the game with the DLC. And guess what? For some reason, they released the game with all the DLC for the same price. In Ultimate. And then they came out with the new DLC. And I'm going to keep it real. I didn't spend for it. I got it as a gift. Because I would never spend for that DLC.
In one game for cheaper total. Oh yeah, also Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, that had DLC. So a 2017 game, even with the inflation and then the DLC, that experience is $100.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it, nice. And the fact that you keep on bringing inflation. If you making $5.25 in McDonald's in 2002 or 2003, and games was $100. Now you're showing inflation $1 in 2017 is worth $1.30 today. You're comparing old inflation to newer price and justifying all of that. It doesn't justify that, because if that's the case, I would never afford any games growing up, and there was no online game on consoles like that. There was, and not just online console like playing against other people, buying the games online. That was a new thing when 360 came out. So you using that type of logic doesn't make sense in my opinion, because if even $3 for minimum wage back in the 80s, 90s, or whatever it was back then, and games was $100, do you realize how hard it is to make that much money in order to buy a game? You're using inflation but compared to here, it's going to cost about $5 to a compare of $1. You're using today pricing to, imagine if the game of now, I want to use your logic, Mario Kart Worlds, if that was released back in the day, that game will cost about $500. I know I'm being exaggerating, because all the stuff that you get for the feature that you expect to have with hardware that couldn't even run it, that thing would be super expensive. And you think a measly $4 an hour will get you that game? No. So these inflations, we got to stop trying to compare these inflations back. Boom, boom, boom. You're using that to try to make your logic better. People don't want to spend $80 on a game. Let's keep it plain and simple. Fuck the inflation. Nobody want to pay $80 for a single game. It's a hobby. And you're here saying it's justified? I don't want to spend $80 on a game. I don't want to spend $100 on a game. It's not that. It's just called smart money management. Come on, man. You're sitting here saying, oh, it's justified, but yet you got people out here who need to do more with their money than buying games. And if people see that, they're like, oh, I'm just going to hop over to Game Pass. $20 a month, I can play unlimited games. That's the part you don't understand.
So yeah, inflation's gone up about 30%. So the game price is going up 30% with the new generation of consoles that are stronger and going to give us objectively better games. That's...
What make subjectively better games? I could sit there and say Mega Man for the NES was a way better game than Mario Kart Worlds. It's a subjective opinion. And you saying better, what make a game better? Like, that's a subjective mindset, not a factual mindset.
Just fair. What is there to complain about? How is anyone boycotting Nintendo? And this is actually why I'm making the video, because
everybody keep on saying it's my money, I can spend whatever I want. Okay, wait till the game becomes $200. Let's see what happened. That's the part that you don't understand. You're feeding into a point where games is okay to be sold at $200.
I started seeing these videos in my YouTube. I'm like, wait, really? People are this upset? There's this many brats out there? And also, it kind of shows that the complaints, Nintendo should not listen to them at all. Don't worry, I'm too broke.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Wii U. How many copies did that sold? Not that much. And they had to make the switch so they could sell the game at the lower price and sell the hardware that's at lower the price. And it was a successful thing because at $300 for a portable and a home console was ingenious. Now they're like, oh, $450 for the console and you're going to have to pay $80. Why I have to pay $80 for a game? That's the thing you don't understand. You're looking at it like, oh, this is smart. This is smart. Let me tell you a question. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather sell 10... I want to try to come up with something. No food analogy. Would you like to sell 10 paintings at $1,000 or sell 50 paintings at $500? Of course you want to sell 50 paintings at $500 because you'll get more because the price is lowered. Nintendo could be like, okay, game's going to be at 60. 70 for physical. Okay. Money will come a lot faster. Then the console will be more suitable for everybody out there to buy games. Then you get a rush full of customer and revenue that you're going to come in and say, oh, they selling games at 60 for digital, 70 for physical. I'm not saying 60 is justified for a digital game. I think 40 is the max price. But $60, revenue coming, boom, boom, boom. Everybody buying the Switch 2. Revenue, $60. Oh, I get digital, boom, 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 boom. And guess what? Revenue will go up, up, and up. Now, since the $80 game is not just the revenue going up, it's going to go slowly up, not as fast as $60 with a $400 console or $450 console, the revenue is going to go up a lot faster. AKA, it's going to sell more. I'm not even a business major, but this is basically business 101. It's not the fact that you're going to lose the price on it. $80 is a lot steeper to sell over $60. That's the thing you don't understand. It's not that. It's the revenue that's going to have to come in consistently. That's what happened with the Switch. The Switch had $60 games, fun games. Always think about gameplay first. Everybody went out there to buy a Switch. Revenue keep on coming in. Boom, 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 boom. A lot of people say, oh, the Switch look interesting. I have coworkers that never owned a Switch, and they went and bought a Switch because of the games and all that stuff. And it was a $60 game that you could buy. So revenue is going to go up because, hey, $60 compared to $70 on the PlayStation and Xbox is going to sell a lot easier when it's $60. AKA, more revenue come in, company making more money. But if you're selling the game at $80, it's going to be a hard sell. And people don't want to spend $80 because that's $20 extra that they could have put into the online subscription. How hard is it? I mean, I don't even take business class, and that's the smartest idea.
To buy anything. So these are just underperforming losers that are getting...
Why do you think PC gaming is more popular now? You could build a PC for $1,000, but you get the games for a lot cheaper.
massive amounts of support from other underperforming losers just being entitled brats. These are not consumers that you actually pay attention to, and I think Nintendo understands that. They confidently put out the price, they confidently did this. Welcome to the next generation.
Quit gobbling Nintendo. Again, if the games was $60, $50, $40, it's going to sell more. So they're going to get more revenue when they sell more. Yes, you're going to lose the pricing when it's cheaper, but you're going to get more subscribers, more new customer. A lot of people going to buy the Nintendo Switch, so on and so forth, over again. But then now, since the games are $80, people going to think twice, like, $80? What happened to the $60? What happened to the $50? If the game's going to be $80, I'm just not going to buy it. AKA, the game's not going to sell that much. It's going to be stagnant like this. It's the simple logic in business. Why would I go to a competitor who sells something at $80 where somewhere else selling it for $60 and it's the same fucking product? Oh, exclusive. Fuck the exclusive is it's $80. Holy crap.
Nintendo did it first. It was going to happen with Sony. It was going to happen with Microsoft. But because of how the Nintendo Switch is, we need the Nintendo Switch 2 as soon as possible so we can start putting out like the...
So $70 was it the start? $60 was it the start?
Really good, really competitive games. Easiest boycott ever. I can't even dish out that money anyways. So even if, let's say, the Nintendo Switch 2 was like $400 and the games were $60 or still $70, well, that means
they would have sold a lot more. I guarantee you that. They would have sold a lot more. I guarantee you that. $400 plus $60. That's $460 of fun time. Add the online subscription for 1 month, $7. That's $450. No, $480 of online fun. It's that simple.
Means like after 1 or 2 games, they don't have the money, so they can't further support the product. So whatever they were going to be able to contribute is capped anyways, and it's just not worth it for the overall profit and also just the price margins of having the offerings where it is. Then we got a flashbang.
You realize that they will be making a profit because if the game was $60, more people will buy it and the profit will still go up. That's the thing that you don't understand.
Warning, because there's another video I saw where it's like, wow, 700,000 views and like a 10% like ratio. The capture of Bratz has actually been insane and one of my biggest struggles with being a content creator, because I'm not going to pander to entitlement and these losers.
But yet you want to pander to a corporation that don't give two flying fucking shit about you. But I'm going to spend my money whatever I want to. Dude, you're the problem.
There's just crying about everything and also just refusing to accept reality. That people are...
No. That's not that is reality. But if you sell it at $60, because here's the question. How come the bundle with Mario Kart Worlds is $500 instead of $530? Why is that? Don't give me with the inflation, because that disproves your point. If that's the case, the game bundle would have been $530. It's expensive, right? But it's $500. So that's telling me that these games cost should be $50. Disproving your whole entire argument. So yeah, people going to complain about it because guess what? Mario Kart World with the bundle is $500. So why is it better to get the bundle instead of them selling it for $530? They lose the money, right? Oh, but it costs money. You just disproving your argument with the bundle with Mario Kart Worlds. You cannot come back from that.
We're trying to call this like, oh, it's the next Wii. It's going to be a Wii U situation all over again. We have a great console, and then Nintendo destroys it because it's a cycle. That's not how it works. You just don't go good, bad, good, bad, good, bad forever.
PlayStation 2, then came out with PlayStation 3. PlayStation 4, then you came out with the PlayStation 5. That's kind of bad. Good, bad, right? Xbox 360 became good. Xbox One, look what happened. Xbox Series. Actually, Xbox Series looking pretty promising. Got backwards compatible, Game Pass, all that stuff. Guess what? Good, bad. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. Then you got the GameCube, didn't sell that much. Then you got the Wii, exploded. Wii U, that's bad. The Switch, good. Look at the Wii, Switch 2. That's kind of bad. It's starting to be a cycle.
There's nothing to base it off of right there. Here, we have a jump in quality with absolute banger games and fair price distribution. So bravely
you say banger games, but how do you know it's banger? You haven't played it yet. And how are you going to get two of the games sold? Oh my gosh, this is... Oh my gosh.
Fault being $40 for the Nintendo Switch 2 remaster, the Street Fighter V edition. That's not an $80 game for last generation. It's like, hey, we have all this new stuff, and it's going to be at the $60 price.
Dude, because Street Fighter 6, how much is Street Fighter 6? If you're going off of release date, release. I could have to Google. To my Steam library. Didn't feel like it. Actually, I could do that. Dude, it's $30 on Amazon. It's $30 on Amazon. Brand new. Yeah, $60 on what you call it. I might download a demo just to see what's up. But if I go to CD Key, it's fucking $28. So let me get this straight. On PC, is $30. On console, it's $30. So this is definitely a ripoff. And yes, that's with the year 1 and 2.
price point, but then like the big new games are 80, and even then we have like the Donkey Kong game, so not everything is just going to be like, oh, it's on Nintendo Switch 2, so it's automatically 80. Actually,
who cares if it's automatically $80, $70 for fucking Donkey Kong that play like Mario?
no, it's going to be the upgraded experience. So yeah, here we have kind of what I was talking about with the DLC of Legend of Zelda effectively being worth $100 now. Well, if we have the upgraded edition to the Nintendo Switch 2 release of the previous gen console at $8, okay,
That game, if you want to be real, should be $60.
cool, that's fair for all the games. And there's also like new features and stuff being added that work into the Nintendo Switch. There's at least $20 worth of new
That's Nintendo problem, not mine.
content for the Nintendo Switch 2 editions of the game, and it got its own segment in the Nintendo Switch.
Hey, let me ask you a question. How come in order to play the Switch 2 version, I had to update it for like about $20? How come I don't get a free update? PC, I get free updates. Xbox, I get free updates. But PlayStation and Nintendo, I gotta pay a cost.
Switch Direct, where people just not paying attention. We're like, oh, these are different game types, where now we're paying for Jamboree plus Jamboree TV, and it's also going to just perform better with the new features of the Nintendo Switch 2 and all that integration.
The fact that you have to pay extra money for an upgrade is ridiculous.
So like, how is someone so stupid that they can't just do that basic of math where it's like, is Jamboree TV worth $20? Oh, that's just the upgrade that we have from Switch to Switch 2.
But that shouldn't be a thing. Upgrades on visuals should not be a thing. If I could get it on my PC without paying any extra, then I'm happy with that. That's free.
It's just, it's worth. It is as worth as it gets, even though like you might feel a little bit of sticker shock or something from that. And then you look at how much more is inside Mario Kart World and how this is not possible on the Nintendo Switch, and everything is just better. And then we can kind of see the other upgrades. So it's all...
Dude, it looks the same. Nothing changed except for a tad bit visuals, dude. It looked like it could run on the Switch. I'm dead serious. It looked like it could run on the Switch.
all adjacent. It should all be really obvious to piece together. Will there be $80 release games that aren't worth the value? Yes. Then skip them. But so
you're saying, no, that's the problem that you don't understand. And you want to say my generation being stingy. No, you're being entitled. No, you're being entitled. You're here sucking off a corporation, say, oh, this is fine. No, in order to go ahead and tell Nintendo this is not okay, you have to protest and not buy it. Because only thing that's going to hurt their pockets is your wallet. Ask the Wii U.
far from what we've seen, it's all fairly priced, and it just makes the most sense. And then the funniest thing
Well, we're going to see how the consumers say about that.
about the boycott is that it won't work again.
And plus, it kind of defeat the purpose, because if the game bundle costs $50 more than the original price, the game should have been $50. But you fail to understand that. Don't give me no bull crap about, oh, but it's a bundle, so it gotta be cheaper. No. The game should have cost that much if it was released like that.
Again, by looking at reality and the numbers. So the Nintendo Switch has sold 150 million units. So people are trying to think,
Okay. Okay. Let me see. 13 mil. Yeah, please explain. Let's see what happened.
oh, this is going to be a Wii U situation. It's going to be like a complete collapse. Only a tenth of the people are going to buy it because it's
Yeah, I believe so.
so horrible of a value. I mean, let's just say, like, numbers-wise, we go $300 versus $450, and we lose 30% of sales right there. All right, that's still 100 million units. But
No. Drop that down to 70. Go and keep it real.
what about every single person watching this video gets convinced, is in on the boycott? Well, that's just like a million sales gone, even with like all the boycotts and all the weirdos crying about it on YouTube. cool. Like, Nintendo Switch 2 still is as profitable, has 99 million units of sales. But if there's less people buying the console, then there's going to be less people buying these overpriced, unacceptable games.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep it real. I'm pirating. I don't care. I'm pirating. You might hate it, Nintendo, but you made it. You made it. Game News say it's not the fact of what the game does. It's the platform and the what you call it, the service that you give. Nintendo give it a shitty ass service, so I'm not buying the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm just going to pirate it. Yeah, you get mad, Nintendo. Don't care.
Has no one actually seen the sales of the Nintendo Switch games? So even if better games lose half the sales at a 30% higher price point, the performance is still crazy. Like, all the complaints about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet just being unfinished in that game.
But it was 60 compared to 80. That's the reason why it sold that much. How do you fail to realize that?
Freak is lazy and they shouldn't make Pokemon games anymore. Actually, one of the highest selling, highest grossing Pokemon games, and even beat out Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like,
but it's $60. You failed to even say the price. It was $60. It was easily to get it at least. Now, I'm not defending $60 games. I'm just saying it's $60. People could buy it.
This is the sales difference with a 3-year gap. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet wins because, it turns out open world Pokemon is great and no one cares because it's not an action game, so you don't need 30 FPS the entire time. And lag and glitches exist in every AAA
That's the worst thing. 60 frames, that's the worst thing.
Title release ever. So the game itself is so good that those performance issues don't matter. And guess what? On the Nintendo Switch 2, we're not going to have those performance issues. We have a 2022 open world game trying to run on 2015 hardware. There's gonna be...
Yeah, it should have been cheaper.
And you can say, yeah, but Breath of the Wild 2 Kingdom performed good. It's like, no, that control